I've never seen anything like it in my life. Actually, when he came off as a sub, he started riling the fans up. He's like, come on, come on. So I thought, there's that passion. He's definitely a player. There's no doubt about it. And I think he'd be the perfect fit for us. Whether he'd be the perfect fit for Brendan Rodgers' tactics, that's another question.
Hello, we're back on This is Anfield, and today we're joined by Jerry Taylor, who contributes to the A Celtic State of Mind podcast. Thanks for coming on, Jerry.
Thanks for having me, buddy. I've not been to Liverpool for years, so it's nice to be here.
Well, that's the world of Zoom now, isn't it? We're going to be talking about Nat Phillips today. He's been on loan at Celtic since just after the start of the season, and in theory, he's meant to come back in January. So first off, Jerry, when you signed him, what were you thinking? Because there was an injury crisis. What were your initial thoughts?
Well, it wasn't just a crisis. I've never seen anything like it in my life. So we'd sold Carl Starfelt. He was one of our mainstays in the defence, along with Cameron Carter-Vickers. A great player, and we lost him. So we bought Narovski and then he got injured. And we bought Lagerbielke and he got injured. It was absolutely mental. I'd never seen, it was like the centre-back curse. So when I heard Nat Phillips' name mentioned, I was excited because obviously Premier League pedigree, played in the Champions League. So when he came in, I was absolutely delighted. And then all of a sudden, Liam Scales, our centre-back, who used to be a left-back, who was on loan to Aberdeen all of last season, gets put in the centre of defence, and he's probably, along with Matt O'Reilly, he's probably been our player of the season. And I think that might be what's kept Nat Phillips out a lot of the games. He's played 270 minutes so far, 4 appearances in the league, 2 appearances in the Champions League. He's not done anything that's made us think he's a poor player. If anything, you know he's a good player. He's been solid at the back. I just think the only issue from Celtic fans is maybe it doesn't look as comfortable going forward. And in our game, our centre-backs do that. But obviously, the opposite when we go into the Champions League. He's great. And I thought he was great. He played, let me think, it was the Lazio game, I'm pretty sure he started. And he got hooked in the second half. It was a mixed report. Some people said he maybe wasn't on the ball, but I thought he played well. Actually, when he came off as a sub, he started riling the fans up. He's like, come on, come on. So I thought, there's that passion. And I liked that in him. And then he get brought on against Atletico Madrid. I was at that game as well. It was at 2 each, so Brendan Rodgers went to 5 at the back just to show things up and brought him on, and he did a job. I just think it's misfortune that he hasn't been getting to play as many games because of the Liam Scales revival. He's not just been good, he's been immense, Liam Scales, and Cameron Carter-Vickers is immense as well. Great centre-back pairing. So I'd love to see him stay. I'm a fan. I think the fans are split because obviously we'll be paying him a higher wage. So do we need him? Do we need him right now? Because we've got Lagerbielke and Narovski as well. They're back from injury, and we've paid a lot of money for Celtic. We've paid a lot of money for them. So we think, I can see Nat Phillips going back. But on any other occasion, I reckon he would have been a mainstay in the Celtic team because he's definitely a player. There's no doubt about it.
Do you think his loan will be extended, or will they, as you say, the centre-back signed in the summer are coming back from injury now?
Yeah, I think because we've spent so much money on the centre-backs that have come in, they haven't had a proper chance to show if they're worth that. So I think the sensible option for anyone would be to let Nat go back to Liverpool, which will be sad because I'll always see it as probably could have been one of the best players we could have had at Celtic, but it just didn't work out, and nothing to do with his playing ability. He's just not had a fair crack at the whip.
Would you personally want to keep him?
Yeah, I'd want to keep him because I'm an idiot when it comes to finances. That's why I just spend. So yeah, if money wasn't part of the equation, I would definitely keep Nat Phillips in Celtic because I think he's got a lot to offer defensively, and also, like I said, his passion. And I don't think a lot of Celtic fans have had the chance to see it. I was at the game, so I saw it when he came off. It's there. And I think he'd be the perfect fit for us. Whether he'd be the perfect fit for Brendan Rodgers' tactics, that's another question.
And finally, can we talk about this 12 steps program that you've been doing? I know you wanted to speak about it and how it can help other football supporters and other people in society.
Yeah, well, I was speaking on a Celtic State of Mind podcast a couple of weeks ago, and it was an honest account, because a Celtic State of Mind, Paul John Dykes does so much for charity, and we try and reach out to as many football supporters as we can, or anyone. You don't need to be a football fan. And just coming close to Christmas, we're aware that there's so many people on their own out there that might be going through some kind of trauma or addiction. Like myself, I've been an alcoholic since I was 6 years old, and I've been sober for 4 months now, and it's changed my life. And what we're doing is trying to give back and reach out. And we reached out on the podcast, and we want to do it here as well. So if there's anyone anywhere in the UK, if you're dreading Christmas, you're not alone. There's so many of us out there that are the same. Reach out to us. I'm on Twitter, Jerry Taylor. If anyone's struggling with addiction, we'll help you find the right people. It's a hard thing to admit, but we know there's millions of us out there, but you're not alone. So please, if anyone's struggling before Christmas with addiction, mental health, reach out to myself, Jerry Taylor, on Twitter, or a Celtic State of Mind podcast, or this good podcast yourself, my man. I'm sure you'll be willing to listen and put them on to me, and we can send you to help from the right people. You're not alone. Reach out. There's always somebody there to listen.
And you know, Celtic was born out of charity in the East End of Glasgow. And in Liverpool, we like to help each other as well. So it's a good message.